go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. My name's John Crawford.
Kimberly McBurney.
Matt Rigber. Brad Fisher.
Jason Bannerreed.
John Morton. John Aaron.
Any public comment?
Oh, public, no.
Volunteer Pension Board meeting. Looks like we got some action. Can I get a motion to approve the August 24th, 2023 minutes?
So,
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Chief?
It's just the approval of the minutes. That's all we need this time.
Go ahead and start the regular, we'll close that and we'll start the regular Board of Commissioners meeting. Can I get approval of the consent agenda?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Let me write down to, help me if I'm skipping too much here. Gonna go down to direct deposit payroll, $405,340.08. Payroll tax vouchers, $98,585.58. Benefits vouchers, $222,535.75. Monthly expenditure voucher, $76,330.98. And capital projects facilities is $22,640.54. Commissioner meeting reports. You got anything? Go ahead.
I had some email conversations with the Red Cross, and we're going to do another smoke alarm installation on October 8th. And I got approval for Fire Academy for March.
March.
For a FEMA grant class.
fantastic.
I went to the all county commissioners meetings. We started off with some technical difficulties. Those have been resolved. Also, the Board of Fire Commissioners sent a bill out a couple of years ago to increase the payment given to volunteers. That bill was signed. It was supposed to start in July. Somehow, some way, the IRS got a hold of it, and that has been put on hold. They expect it to go through the IRS auditing and get solved in 6 to 12 months. There was concern that if this was going to be retro or not, nobody seemed to know. And I understand that they're probably going to talk about this at your conference. So that was just about it on that. They are doing some updating to the, it's called the Fires Board. It's the fire radio system. They are going to be doing some upgrades on that in the near future. So, Scott, are you still with us?
I am.
Scott Brown.
Yes, sir. I am here.
Do you have a report for us, sir?
Yeah. Thanks for zooming me in from the hills of Montana. It's snowing, so it wasn't that way this morning. Couple things. Sounds like we offered one lateral position offer to a person, so that'll be good. We've had some good interlocal agreement meetings with the city of Bellingham just in regards to responses in the 6912 area. And we're just, everything's kind of smooth right now with admin, and just continue to look forward to working together. So nothing huge to report at this time.
Okay, stay warm.
Thank you.
Any legal issues? Unfinished business. District 4 contract for service extension. Chief, do you have some information? Because I read some stuff and still kind of confused on what I read.
I do. With your permission, I'm going to actually kind of tie the top two bullet points together in my.
The Regional Fire Authority versus levy lift and
Yes,
the
sir.
District 4?
Yep.
Sounds good.
I didn't say it would be succinct. I just said I'm going to tie them together. So I was made aware, actually, a citizen stopped by Station 12 a few weeks ago and showed the lieutenant a picture of a public meeting that had been posted at Station 12 regarding a annexation in the Northern Heights area. Northern Heights is the neighborhood of between McLeod and Station 12, basically. If you can imagine that, kind of that area, looks like an L. And basically what it would do is it would annex everything from Britton Road west, the remaining spot west, with the exception of Tweed 20. Tweed 20 would be a kind of a block that would be unannexed for now. Anyway, this was a public meeting to discuss the annexation. This meeting was held by a land use consultant at the behest of three landowners, three property owners inside that area. The district did not receive, even though we're a property owner, District 4 is a property owner in that area, we did not receive any sort of notification or anything. I attended the meeting. It was put on by a gentleman by the name of Bill Geyer, who's been a longtime land use consultant in the Bellingham, Whatcom County area. Bellingham Planning attended as well, two gentlemen from Bellingham Planning. And basically what Mr. Geyer did was explain the Growth Management Act, how when in the 90s, in the early to mid 90s, when the Northern Heights area was developed, the city of Bellingham extended water and sewer into that area with the trade that that when the city limits approached that area, these properties that they extended water and sewer to would have no ability to contest an annexation. So most of those properties, over 65% of those properties, have no contest or no dispute riders on them. So when the first property owner bought it, they signed it, and that lasts forever on that property. The time has come where three property owners within that area want to be annexed, and with no way for anybody else to formally protest, that area has been identified by the city as an area of interest they would like to annex. And so now is the time when these property owners have decided they want to move forward with annexation. Obviously, the timing for District 4 is, I would say, poor, a little embarrassing. For me personally, it's a little embarrassing. We've always known about that possible annexation. It's been in black and white on the city since 2018 document that they have, that it's on their website. You can read it, but it had not been. There had been some discussion about it in 2019. It had been put on the back burner, and then nothing at all. And then the levy passes. Now they want to move forward. So, at the risk of, I've spoken with Chief Hewitt about this, and we're on good terms about it. He understands our position. He understands why I'm going to say the things that I say. But so when the city extends services or annexes an area, they have to justify how they're going to extend services in there. Well, water and sewer is taken care of. That's been installed. I'm not sure how they do that with the police department, but they must have some way to define how they're going to provide the urban level of service as far as police go. Where it comes to fire and EMS, the way they're going to provide those services is through the auto aid agreement. So the city of Bellingham is going to spend $0 on fire and EMS and just say, oh, well, District 4 will take care of it because we have this auto aid agreement. That seems a little disingenuous to me. but this is my first experience with this. I've spoken to Richard Davis. I've spoken with Eric Quinn, who's District 4's attorney. Commissioner Ansel and Commissioner Cooley and I had a sit down, kind of talked about how would we move forward from this, what we would like to do. The two board chairs and with me kind of helping them work through some stuff, is in October. We will, when Commissioner Ansel's back, we're going to have more of an in-depth talk. We'll have the position by both attorneys, and we're going to let the attorneys, we feel that moving forward is to do a 1-year extension with District 4. That's what we said we were going to do. They have the money. This annexation is going to take 2 years. This is not going to happen in the immediate future.
So there is a time frame on it.
It takes about 24 to 36 months to do these. There's a whole legal process. The annexation, they have not brought the annexation packet to the city yet, so it hasn't even been approved by the city. But in all the city's documentation and based on what planning was saying, it's going to get approved once it comes to the city. But the property owners have not brought the application to the city yet. So, and that triggers a legal process that then the city has to accept the annexation. We have to go before the Boundary Review Board. So Whatcom County, the City of Bellingham, District 4, all those have to go to the Boundary Review Board. I've contacted the Boundary Review Board. They haven't heard anything about this. So we're a ways out. As far as losing any, District 4 is a ways out as far as losing any AV. So this is not going to happen in the next 16 months. So
Do we know how many homes are affected by this?
there's about 200 acres. And I have reached out to I've asked the county, because that's who I can ask, what the AV is for that area. And they can't calculate it until they get the application. I drew it on a map and they said that wasn't very helpful. So they need parcel numbers and some, stuff that we don't have. So there's a long process, but my recommendation to the board chairs, and the board chairs are going to come talk to their boards about it, but doing continuing the 1-year extension, seeing where this thing goes, and having a joint meeting in late October, a joint board meeting where we can discuss this further, where the boards can discuss this jointly further, either late October, early November, probably coincide with a budget and study session. Yeah, but where we'll actually go into my guess is we go to an executive session with both attorneys present, with both boards present, so that you can get all your questions answered on how we best move forward. That being said, so that with that annexation moving forward, I would advise you that I think we need to put RFA things on hold as far as District 4 goes until we find out who's the best partner for District 4. Because one of the things that happens when Bellingham annexes this area, Tweed 20 is kind of surrounded on 3 sides by the city of Bellingham, and it's a reasonable expectation that they're going to draw that 4th line at some point. That's another 200 acres, and who knows how much AV. I don't think it would be a good business decision by District 21 to merge with District 4 at this time. Just based on what we're seeing, there's going to be no AV left in District 4 to fund the operation in that area. As we're already facing, we're looking at a levied lid lift, the need for a levied lid lift in District 21. I don't know that we want to ask the citizens of North Whatcom, as it is today, to support or kind of prop up what's left of District 4. But we as District 21 made a commitment to District 4. If you pass the levy, we'll extend the contract. We're going to do that. That's the right thing to do.
Is District 4 sending out anything to those residents That's,
Yes.
I mean, informing them. Okay.
Yep, that was talked about at the District 4 meeting, and that's in progress. So yes, that was one of their major concerns is do the citizens know how this went down? So
Just to make sure I understand correctly, Bellingham is predicating emergency services on letting District 4 handle it.
based on the auto aid agreement, yes, sir. Fire and EMS at least.
And there's no getting around that.
Unless we were to exit the auto aid agreement, no, which I wouldn't recommend.
Right. That'd be,
I think that I feel that that position that they're taking is going to work in favor for District 4 and the city of Bellingham working together closely than District 21 and District 4. To me, that signals that the natural partnership may be in District 4 and the city of Bellingham as opposed to District 4 and
oh, it seemed it.
I'm trying to not say anything that's going to get me in a lot of trouble.
Understood.
Down the road. But that's my take on it is that, you know, and I have spoken with the Bellingham fire chief, and he's doing his best to expand services in the city. The city's just doesn't want to do it.
Thank you.
Yep. So, as far as levy lid lift goes, a little bit in new business, we have a contract from Liz Lewis that I'm going to ask you to consider and approve, and that will get us moved. That will get us started on that process, the outreach process, some of the and some of the deeper planning. I've also spoken to Karen Reed, who we've worked with before, on. And she is as well considering what we talked about, and she's tied up right now. She'll be back in about a week and a half. We'll have another discussion about what her recommendation is moving forward. But I think that I would recommend to the board that you consider a levy lid lift in August. For how much I can't tell you, but right now.
Any comments to the chief? Thanks, chief. Moving right along, Birch Bay Station 63 Phase 1 recommendation.
Okay, so the committee met. We reviewed 5 firms, narrowed it down to 2. We have sent some additional questions to those firms, to the 2 firms selected. They have until October 6th, I believe, was the deadline I gave them. To answer those questions, I've received emails back from firms stating that thank you so much for having faith in us, and they're looking forward to answering the questions. They feel they're good questions, and they will submit them as soon as they're done. So that's where that's at. It's taken a little longer than we thought. This is the first time we've ever done this.
Big learning curve.
Big learning curve. We want to make sure we do things right. And plus it's, we have a lot going on. Should we get this thing right? So
October 6th was the date.
yes, sir.
Aid unit final cost.
Well, with us going away from Road Rescue and going to Lifeline, their price is no different than anybody else as far as the cost of these things. Currently, their price is just under $300,000, $294,000 to be honest. So we've looked at all the manufacturers out there, and everybody is right in the same line. This isn't anything out of the ballpark. So unfortunately, I never thought I'd be in a room where I'd be asking for for $300,000 to buy an ambulance, but,
Takes two of us.
yeah, such is the way of the world anymore, I guess. I'm asking for the board to recommend, not only the cost of the ambulance, but, to make sure that we have the money and capital to equip it, i.e. radios, striping, the necessary items that we can't take off of the rig that we're surplusing. So we make sure that that rig, when it comes in here, is basically a turnkey rig rather than having to scavenge what we need to from 5 or 6 different rigs. The rig that will be taken out of service will accommodate probably 95, 96% of the equipment that's needed on the new rig. But with some updates with some computerized equipment, there will be some additional costs on that. So I'm asking for the board for $320,000 up to for the new ambulance that we'd like to order. And that is ambulance and equipment.
I think we have that in the budget.
So currently in capital apparatus, we have $882,000.
There's a recommendation for $320,000.
Commissioner Cropper, I'd like to amend that up to.
Up to $320,000 for an aid unit. Still getting chest pains. So the recommendations for $320,000. Geez, wow. Can I get a second
Second.
motion for $320,000? I got a second. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. There you go, Sean.
One thing I just really quickly would like to add is that the purchase of this will keep our replacement schedule online. One of the things we've worked really hard to do was we were buying 3 to 4 aid cars at a time. Back then that would be $1 million. But what we've tried to do is like every 18 months to 2 years have a new aid car on the road, so that we are not having to pay out these huge sums of money at one time.
Balancing out the mileage and wear
Balance
and
out the
tear.
mileage.
Lifeline say what their timeline is? I mean, is there a supply chain?
Man, they hit it out of the park. If we drop in line, I mean, again, it's a roulette wheel. If we drop in line right at the right portion, they have a drop dealership where they get most of their cabs and chassis through Idaho, which is weird. They're in Iowa. They get their cabs and chassis in Idaho. If we get a cab and chassis right at the right time, we could have a cab and chassis in 90 days. So then you're 9 months after that. But if not, it could be up to a year before a cab and chassis, and then 9 months after that.
Everybody's on strike.
Well, yeah, but a lot of this stuff is already built. So, and van chassis right now are much easier to come to get rather than a truck chassis. For some reason, truck chassis are starting to become the end all be all for ambulances. I don't know why. I think our guys prefer the van chassis, one, because it has a tighter turning radius, than a truck would. It's still just as comfortable as a truck would be, other than you don't have the big nose on it. So I'm not quite sure why the move to truck chassis is being the direction, but I know the vans are an E450 chassis. They're not technically a true 450 chassis. They're a modified 350 chassis that Ford is able to classify as a 450. So it has a little smaller rear end and front end on it. But if you go to a truck chassis in a 450, you're going to find that the ride is going to have air ride in it, or you're going to be, riding in a tank, even worse than what we're currently riding. So I'm not sure where that's going, but again, there's no direction to drop the cab or the van chassis. It's just that's kind of the weird anomaly that's out there now.
Moving into new business, a contract with Liz Loomis Public Affairs.
In your board packets, let's see, where is it here? page 46 and 47 are a communications consulting agreement with Liz Loomis. You may remember.
And Liz has done work with District 4, correct?
Correct. She just did District 4.
So she's familiar with how we kind of work and operate.
Yes, sir. She's also done work with a number of both volunteer combination departments in Skagit County, Skagit County 6, big departments such as South County. She's well respected. She and Karen Reed have worked closely together in the past. They work well together. Each one, when I discussed the other two, we're more than excited to work with each other. And so that's why we are, for us today, we have a communications consulting agreement for the anticipated levy lid lift.
So it says the terms begins on September 1st, ends on August 31st, 2024. We haven't started, I just want to make sure that we haven't started a term with her.
We have not started a term.
Signed, okay. So the payment to the consultant is not to exceed $96,000 for service rendered. Consultant will submit a monthly invoice. Fire district will pay the consultant within 30 days.
And we've seen that consistently with District 4. She does submit it. She submits an invoice with what work has been done. She's very timely, and her staff are very timely with the meetings. They run like a train. She does what she says she's going to do. Her staff does what they say they're going to do. They're excellent at, I would call them force multipliers. They take a lot of work off the staff in doing things like this. There you go.
They're very good.
And they're easy. They're easy and fun to work with for us. They understand the business, and when we tell them that, we're overwhelmed, can you take this on? They take it on for no additional cost. They just do it. So.
Anybody have any questions or concerns?
Well, we've been talking about this for quite a bit. Time forward. Necessary.
All right. I need a motion to contract with Liz Loomis. So moved. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, let's go ahead and start our contract with Liz Loomis.
Thank you.
And resolution 2023 TAC 08 vehicle lid surplus or lift surplus, excuse me.
Let me take this, Chief. With our new mechanic, we've identified that the current lift in the shop is no longer really capable of servicing the underneath of any of our ambulances. It just doesn't have the lift capability to lift it. It can lift them, but there's certain aspects that it can't lift. Once it's up in the air and you want to raise the tires to take the tires off and do a brake change, you can't do that. So Ryan's been doing it the old-fashioned way by putting it down on the ground and using a regular lift jack and taking the tires off and doing that. So he does everything from the ground. He's not really a real firm believer of that type of lift anyway. So if he does do a lift, he does a column lift, which is the ones that there's two columns on each side and the arms swing in and they lift it that way. So if at any point we may be coming back to you asking for some funds to replace his lift, if that's the desire that he feels he needs to do. But right now, he does everything from underneath. He'll climb right underneath the vehicle right in front of you. He doesn't hide around needing a lift right now. So this unit was actually being looked at, being replaced when the previous mechanic was in. And so I'm asking for the board to allow us to surplus that unit, sell it through gov deals like we've done with a number of things, and see what we can get for it. I don't expect a lot out of it. What I've found is they're honestly ranging anywhere from $1,800 to $2,500. There's not a lot of value in them. It's a rather old unit. It came over from the shop when we moved over from Station 71 years and years and years ago. So this thing's 20 plus years old. So it's due to be replaced anyway. But for somebody needing a lift in their garage or something along that line, it's a perfect lift in that respect. It's been maintained, it's certified, it's not anything it's in bad shape or anything like that. So that's about it.
We'll give them a lot more room, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Nice thing is during the winter time and that, you know, if he's got a rig in the shop, he can pull his shop truck in, close the bay doors. Because like I said, he does everything out of the shop truck. He doesn't have to go back and forth. He takes everything in the shop truck to the site, does the work, comes back. If he has to do something in the shop, 99% of his stuff is done out of that shop truck. So.
Okay, I got a motion to approve resolution 2023 tax 08 vehicle lift surplus. Second, and all in favor, say aye. Aye. So moved. Moving to resolution 2023 tax 09 hardware surplus.
This was the yellow bins in the back of the parts room that are anywhere from grade 3 to grade 5. Not anything we want to put on any apparatus. We want to have a much stronger functioning nut and bolt system. This is stuff that's been here for years and years and years again, probably brought over when we again moved from Station 71 shop. Really, there's no value in it. It's a difficult item to even think of auctioning. Discussion was made of maybe donating it to one of the schools for their trade program. And so we looked at one of the schools that's in the district that has a trade program, and that's Meridian High School. And so that's where the term comes from. What was it there? They don't call it, it's not through Meridian, it's
Northwest Career.
Northwest Career and Technology Academy. And they said yes. And I said, the deal is I said, if we are able to donate it to you, it means that's donated means you guys got to come pick it up because we don't have the time or ability to do so. And the gal I've talked to is more than willing to work with us to do just that. So
Is that one that?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm recommending that we make that very valuable donation to their program because it will work for not only the automotive side of things, but the metal trades, even some of the woodworking components with the tech school.
Motion to approve resolution 2023 tax 09 hardware surplus.
So moved.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, resolution 2023 tax 01 laptops surplus.
Been busy this month with you. So these are all laptops that as we've been going through and doing cleanup and finding stuff in certain areas that we had stuff just stacked up and hidden behind. We found a number of old laptops. So the laptops that are in front of you are some very antiquated laptops and some that are no longer functioning. Well, none of them are functioning. So again, I'm recommending that we surplus them. There's no value to them. I will get with Kelly Connect and have them take them so that the hard drives can be taken out, properly destroyed, and all the electronics are properly disposed of. So.
Motion to approve resolution 2023 tax 01 laptops surplus. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, moving along to correspondence. did get some information from the Washington State Auditor's Office for their billing rates. Northern Lights, correspondence with the water slide incident. With Kathy Bird. One in there from Graham Fire Rescue expressing.
Yes.
You want to explain that a little bit?
The Graham Fire and Rescue, one of their battalion chiefs, unfortunately passed away while on vacation up on Vancouver Island. And so there was some logistical issues in bringing him home after dying up in Canada. But we offered up Station 61 so that they could do a dignified transfer of his remains back home. And it was, he was brought here and then stayed in our apparatus bay with the memorial guard for a period of time before they could get
there's also a correspondence from Sharon Schumacher or Bruce, so she did leave her personal cell phone. That doesn't mean call her at 2 o'clock in the morning when you have insomnia. So, next board meeting, everybody good for the 19th of October? Good, bud? Okay. So we're all good for their agenda items for the next meeting, I guess, would be the District 4 District 4 contract, excuse me. The RFA levy lid lift and the Birch Bay Station 63. Signing the documents. We'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting. There's a motion to adjourn the meeting. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right.